Welcome to the Shorewood Park Sanitary District monthly meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we'll start with roll call. My name is Rich Stork, I'm the chair.
Dean Fendel, the treasurer.
Matt Anderson, board member.
Al Powers.
Tina Heidelberger, secretary clerk.
Absent tonight is Sue Means. Everybody, I think, has had a chance to read the unapproved minutes from Tuesday, February 6th, 2024. I am looking for a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so those minutes are now approved. I'll move right into the wastewater operator update. Terry is busy tonight. He sent me a text last Tuesday, since he thought the meeting was last Tuesday, and we will rotate to the first Tuesday of the month after this month. I should have had this keyed up, but it was nothing but good news, so that's good. Terry Peterson. There we go. Yeah, he's a township meeting. All right. So he was off on training last week, but he gave me the reading. So again, our daily flow is permit is allowed is 15,000 gallons a day. So our daily low was 6670, so 6,670, very low, that's good. And that was on the 12th last month, and the high was 8940 on the 23rd. And that was an average of 7435 total, so very good for last month. Way below what we need to be at. He also started.
Sorry, what was the average again?
Average was 7435
Thank you very much.
gallons. So he went right into the spring transfer already. So he's primary. He took the primary pond that collected everything from the winter now, and he's moved it into the secondary settling pond. So that'll sit there for a couple weeks. He did that last weekend. He'll go through his testing before he does any discharge to get us opened up for the summer. That's basically what he had going on last month. So pretty quiet for Terry, other than, that's a process of discharging those ponds. It's not a one-day operation. All right, I'm going to move into the chairman update. It was another busy month. Most of it was working with Chris Ziegler from MAP, Midwest Assistance Program. And our main goal right now is to move forward with the expansion and doing the paperwork for the grant. I had met with him for 2 weeks for up to an hour, 2 hours, like 2 Tuesdays in a row, trying to get through this paperwork, and we kept on running into a hurdle. Somebody originally, or this process with the EPA, the sanitary district did have a portal open for that, but it had the address and all misinformation of the, from the old operator. So we have to update the site. And the problem is we can't update the site because we don't have an address, or we didn't have an address. So we tried for 2-3 weeks in a row, trying to get through this, giving them different documents. We actually took the document from the county that actually said, we have a new address. Here's the address for Shorewood Park Sanitary District. We thought that would get us over, but that didn't work either. So we took a step back, and now that we had the new address, I got a hold of Tina. One thing that they'll take for record to move this over this hurdle is a utility bill, and it's either an electric bill or a gas bill, and all of our utility bills just have our P.O. box, and that's not good enough. It has to be an address to the Shorewood Park Sanitary District. So us moving ahead and getting that address, that was a good play, because that ball was rolling. We have the address, we gave that address to the electric company, and we should be getting a bill with our new address on it here, I think the 12th or the 15th. I have another meeting set up with Chris to start that paperwork process again next week, so hopefully that gets us through the next step. It is a cumbersome operation. Everything is done online. You know, there's not really a lot of help, thank God for him, and he's got the time to kind of work through it. So that was kind of put on hold, and that's as far as we got with the expansion work this month. The other big item was procuring or getting the information from our new lawyer that we decided to go with, and that's Kevin Hosted out of Pine City. So I did get a hold of Chad Lemons. He put all the paper file and all the information for the file together. I picked that up from his office, and Al delivered that up to Pine City this last month, and Kevin started going through that file. He went through the file, got as much information, and then we met with him, a few of us met with him, I think it was last week, over Teams. Tim Corby, myself, Matt, and Tina. We met with him and basically started to piece the file back together and try to get an assessment where the file is. So we do have minutes of that meeting put together, some action items that do have to happen. And we'll take care of those issues, and we'll start working on that here behind the scenes, but I think, you know, I'll be scheduling another meeting with him. But one of the biggest things that I was concerned about was, you know, just to make sure that the actual annexation paperwork was processed properly, and we did find out that we do have all the documents saying that that was processed, that ties with the Secretary of State. So that was the biggest win out of that for sure. I think there's some issues with maybe redoing easements that we'll have to work on. So I'll get you involved with that a little bit too. So I think that took care of what was going on with the legal side of it.
Will we be expecting any more bills from Lemons?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But, you know, I think we would, you know, question any other bills that came from him based on some of the emails that came across saying that he did have some things that he had to work on that were incomplete, but
Yep.
I don't know. You know, when Kevin's gonna get a hold of him, and they're gonna do some communicating and get caught up on some stuff, but
Okay.
I don't know if we'll get billed for that or not. Other than that, I don't have anything else going on. So I think we can move right into the financial update.
Okay. Our current checking account balance as of today was $79,509.85. So, pretty impressive. I mean, we've come a long ways from the days of when we had to go into our savings, our investment funds, to just even pay our bills. So I think that we should be really proud of that, actually. So other than that, I don't have any other updates. I will update I'm going to wait until we get all the bills paid from today's meeting, and I will update the new budget and email that out to everybody so that we have it up to date.
Sounds good. How about you there, Dean? What do we know on the investment fund?
On the investment fund, we collected our interest payment in January. $2,725.16. So our balance at the end of January, I believe, was $25,210.80. And then I have another statement for February that added another $7 to that. So other than that, we're pretty well set at just over $25,700 in the cash account, and our base was 198,000 something, so.
That has actually fallen over the years a little bit. It used to be above 200.
What they talk about is the value as of the date, and I think it has to do with stock market, interest rates, so that 198,000 is there from the original. So they just give values. Right now, they say a total at the end of February would be $212,851. That would include the $25,000. So I think the thing is, if somebody wanted to sell this before it matures, we get the reduced rate because the interest rate's at 2.75. So. I think that's about all I have for now. Statements now will be probably a month behind because with our changing to the first Tuesday, we would be, I wouldn't get it in time for that. But at some point, when we get the address taken care of here, we'll switch that over so that it comes right to the Shorewood Park Sanitary District.
Instead of your house.
When does
Instead
that,
of my house.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done, I'm sorry.
No, no problem.
When does that mature?
27.
Does it say what the estimated amount we will receive in 27?
Well, I believe what it would be the cost basis of $196,002.22. So the market value right now at the end of February is $187,632.95. So at the end of the period, we should get that $196,002.22 back. So the interest that we're getting is in our cash account.
Got it.
Okay. What we're gaining from this is in the cash account.
Got it.
All right.
That's not bad all in all.
No. And I think in the past, we've taken 10,000 out at one point of the cash
Okay.
account.
So really 35,000. So.
Yeah, originally, basically 35,000 cash account, which was just the interest accumulating, so.
So that's near 20%. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's it for me.
All right. Presentation of bills.
All right. So tonight I have, our first bill is East Central Energy, total of $205.07. I don't have the new invoice from LJJ yet. I emailed Debbie this afternoon.
Okay.
But it's always $1,700.
Okay.
I have a bill from Quality Flow, and I'm wondering, is this from the repair that they did? I don't know what this bill is for. It's field labor installation.
Who's it addressed to?
It's addressed to us,
Is it Shorewood?
but it's 50482 Shorewood Circle, which is,
That's Denny's address.
oh,
I was told by Terry that that is not our bill. That was supposed to go to the city of Shorewood, not to us. And Corey from Shorewood, or from Quality Flow, didn't know how to get a hold of me. So he called Terry and said, we can just crumple that up and throw it away.
oh, okay,
It's not our bill.
okay.
Throw it away.
Because I'm like, that's a big bill, $593. So, all right, I'll disregard that then.
Yep.
Do I need to send it to Denny?
No,
Okay,
because it was a mistake on billing side on Quality Flow.
okay, perfect. And then a reimbursement. So this is for envelopes. We had approved back in, oh gosh, what was the date on this? This was in November to order envelopes. Or maybe it might have even been October.
Okay.
I'd have to look at when the check was written. Never got the envelopes. Like, and normally they get shipped to the post office and they go to one of those big boxes. I get a key because they don't fit in there. And so I don't know if anybody noticed, but there was a month there where I had to handwrite some of the envelopes because they hadn't come in time. And I was like, what is going on? But the check hadn't been cashed yet, nothing. I called the number on this and they're like, nope, we don't have a record of receiving it yet. Well, then sure enough, literally 2 months after I had mailed this out, I got the check back and it just said could not forward. Like, they didn't, I don't know why, the address was correct, everything was right, and it goes to USPS, and they're the ones that couldn't accept it. So that didn't make any sense to me, but anyways, so I was out of envelopes, had to order new envelopes at that point in time. So I did, I voided out the other check, but I ordered them online so that I could get them quicker. So this is the invoice for what I paid for them. It was $834.40. That was for one box of the window envelopes and one box of the non-window envelopes, so the ones that we use for bills and things like that.
Okay.
The only thing that stinks is that I just did this, and we're probably gonna wanna update our address, so, from the PO box. So,
What are you gonna do?
that's just it. So anyways, that is the bill for that. I have a bill for the MPCA. This is our water permit renewal notice. So we have that, $345. And then I have two for me, for QuickBooks, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then I also have one for ink, for printer ink, for $180.27. So for QuickBooks, everything is now, we are set up under QuickBooks Online now. Our last billing cycle went under old QuickBooks because all of the data has not been transferred over yet. So this billing cycle that happens on 4/1 will be under the new QuickBooks system. It'll be under the QuickBooks Online. So they also gave me the pricing of $45 a month for the entire year versus just the first 3 months. So that was nice. So all of that is set up. I will get everybody, once I'm familiar with how to use it well, then I can get you guys sign-in information for it. But the old QuickBooks had to renew before we set up this, and we're not doing a data transfer because I'm entering everything in manually so that we're having, because if they would have transferred everything that was in there before, we would have had issues with old accounts that were renamed, like, I'm trying to think of an example, like Dennis Carlson was one, where it went to his daughter,
Yep.
and now they're selling the land again. When Wendy had done those accounts, when she had first started with QuickBooks, she said, I didn't know how to fix it then, so she said, I just renamed the account. Well, the problem with that is you needed to create a whole new account for each of those. So all of that information follows it. So I'll have bills that'll come out, and I'll have to update them because it still recognizes that it originally was under Dennis Carlson. So same thing like with TJ's. If you didn't create a new account, it keeps on pulling that information in.
So you basically had a clean house. So
You have to
it
really clean house
It's
with
making
it.
more sense to do it manually to get
Yes.
a good baseline, and we can build from there.
And QuickBooks has been really great, as far as they will give me, you can do it's $50 for a session if you want to do like a training session with them. So I don't know if I will. I need to get more, get into the depth of actually doing the bills in there. But they were very helpful with the transition. They were really good about that. So far I've been very happy with it. But the $696 I had to pay for this, but I will be able to get us, and once we're able to close that account for the QuickBooks Desktop, we'll get reimbursed
Okay.
for the months that we're not using. So I don't know how we want to work that. If you want to pay me this, and then when I get a check, I just write it back to Shorewood for the remainder of it?
Well, it's money out of your pocket right now, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not, I think we should pay you that money.
And then $45 a month, that's the other thing, is it's being billed to me because I don't have a debit card or any way to set up Shorewood. So each month I'll be coming and asking for reimbursement for that. So,
Is that something we have to look into in the future to get like a debit card for Shorewood?
well, that's why it would have been nice with the post office stuff, because if I have a debit card, I could pay things on, order the envelopes online.
Yeah.
But I don't think that, it would be nice if we had one debit card, and then for things like if you needed to do something rich, or if, someone's like with Matt's gone out and purchased things,
Yeah.
then we have that ability to, track it better. We can see the, receipts for everything on our bank statement.
I think it might be something that we should probably look into. I don't know what everybody else thinks.
I think we should. I didn't think that we could. That's why I never even brought it up, because I didn't think we could. I don't know why I think that, though.
I don't know why we couldn't, because it's a regular business account.
Let's do it then.
I mean, you could, you wouldn't need to have a big $1,000 max on it, would probably cover most of what we had to do, right?
Well, it would be a debit card, so it would be.
Oh, the debit cards already
It
just
wouldn't
pull
even
right
be a
out.
credit card.
Checking account,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
So, and then, so what would probably I'd have to find out with Unity what needs to happen, but I'm assuming anybody who's a signer on the account, which would be myself, Dean, and I think you, Rich,
Yep,
we'd have to go up and sign together,
yep.
and then we should be able to use it going forward, because then I could set up the payments to go directly to, QuickBooks to Shorewood,
Okay.
That's huge, too.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
so.
So what can we tell folks about being able to be paid via email now?
So they should be able to, I'm hoping that I'll be able to put it in this month's bill, on the 4/1 bill, to show them how to do it. Now, they're charged a service fee though, that we're gonna have to tell them, and I don't know I don't remember what it was exactly, but the payment that they're making, they're gonna have to cover that, because we don't wanna eat that. It's like 2.5% or something like
Right.
that. I mean, it was,
If they choose to do it online,
yeah,
they should pay that, otherwise, we can go back to the old way, I guess.
yeah.
And that's $2.50. I mean,
Yeah.
I pay $2.80 to pay my ECE bill online.
Yep,
So,
And my flooring business is 3%.
yeah, so.
Yeah, we pass it on to the customer for our too, if they pay with credit card.
Yeah, so I don't see it being an issue, but we need to make sure that we're clear with that when we do that they know that there's gonna be a service fee associated with it, so, so I'll get that set up and see how it goes. I'm hoping that we can convert more people also to getting their bills by email, because if they do, it's saving us on postage, because again, $800 for envelopes, for
Yeah.
just 2 boxes.
Yeah.
So 500 envelopes of the windowed and 500 of the non-windowed was $843. That's a lot of money.
yeah, it is.
So if we could email more bills, that would help. That'd be huge to help cut costs that way.
Yep.
So do they have to like opt in with us to do that, or do you just send them a link on the bill to pay online? How does that work?
I would send them, I think what it'll be is that I'm gonna have to include some kind of a letter in this month's bill. And then the people that I email, I would have to send a separate letter to. But basically just saying, hey, we have the option to pay online now. And then when I do that, I'm also gonna put in there, if you're willing to have your bill emailed to you
Yeah.
versus having it mailed, please let me know, and then put my, respond to this email or whatever. There's only one person in our district, I think, that I don't have an email for now because she doesn't have a computer. So other than that, I think I have all of the email addresses. I've gotten them updated, but a lot of people still want a paper bill.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
but if we could just convert more, it would help our bottom line a lot, because that's a lot for postage.
Well, we'll get this thing.
Was he
rolling,
trying to
so-
figure out if you're using like PayPal, or how are you gonna transfer the money?
It goes through QuickBooks. It's through QuickBooks payment.
Oh,
Yep.
It's really
So-
slick.
Yep.
Oh.
And I haven't gotten to use it yet, but like I said, so far it's been super user friendly. So I mean, and they've been, like I said, very supportive. Their support line has been really good to work with. So,
When I paid my dock guy last year, he emailed me an invoice to my email. And then I just clicked the link, entered my info, paid the bill, and that was it.
well, my understanding is there's also an option to text a bill too. So
Oh, okay.
you can text a bill and it will send you a link, and then you can just pay your invoice online, which
Awesome.
I need to just learn one thing at a time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Once I get to that point, because I mean, I'm literally having to enter everybody's information in manually, because I want to make sure it's correct. I don't want to transfer stuff over that's not correct.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah. So we're moving forward.
Move forward. All right, so that covers all the bills?
Yep, that covers all the bills.
All right.
So, yep, I'll send these down to you
I
guys.
need a motion to accept the bills as stated by Tina.
I'll do a motion to accept.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
right, old business, expansion. What do you know about the expansion? What's going on there, Dean?
Basically, you covered kind of the application of it. Becky has been doing some emails to everyone, and she has been trying to set up a meeting with our representative and our senator. That hasn't happened yet. They're working out dates right now to go down to the Capitol to meet with them. Don't know of anything else that's actually happening. Other than we he is asking everybody to email the legislatures about trying to get the state funding.
So, I guess to wrap that up in the shell, we're still working on the paperwork for the EPA funding. That has to be taken care of first. One thing about meeting with the legislature right now, that bill is still going in at 2.2 million. What this meeting is really to talk about is to get that amended, to drop it down to the 500,000. That's the shortfall in the budget right now. That might make things a little bit more palatable for the state to hand out some more money. So that's what really what that meeting.
I believe there's assessment to that bill that's
Okay.
already on there, so
All right.
it's just that they can't change that original amount.
They don't want to change the original bill because it'll muddy it up, is basically what they want to do. But yes, an amendment that'll go towards the original bill before it gets processed and brought to the voting process of whatever that is. So if you want to go down, I think she set that meeting up for the 25th. I'm not quite sure what time it is that's going to come out. I know Becky will be there. Tim is probably going to go there. We'll get charged for Tim going there, just so be aware of that. We'll see a bill, which will go on to the expansion. He'll bill for that. And then whoever else will go down there and pitch that sale to him. It's hopefully more the merrier, and she gets a couple people to go down with her. So that's where we're at with the expansion. Still moving forward, still spending time on it, still working on it. We're keeping it moving forward. Hopefully we get some more traction with the EPA paperwork now this month again. But I'll continue to have that weekly meeting with Chris until we get through that paperwork. All right, we're going to move on to the mailbox update. I think Al did some homework on the mailbox.
I did. We'll need lock boxes for both the shed and the mailbox. Post, a couple bags of concrete. It's all going to roughly come about $350. The mailboxes each are $100 a piece to be locked. And the installation is about $100. 2 bags of concrete, $10. The post is for about $50. So we're looking at about $350 for the total project.
I think so. I think basically we could probably, just so we cover things, do we want to, approve a budget of $500 to take care of the mailbox, setting the post, getting actual numbers on the shed too, so that matches it?
Correct.
So I think right now, Joe has started to make the motion going forward with installing that post. He's set a stake right now. But we got to verify here real quick if it's really located in the right spot. We kind of put it right across from the shed. But we should talk to Jamie and what's the last name of Jamie and
Thies?
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 They said we could put it on their property. Their neighbor thinks that we put the stake on their property, so we just have to verify that. So I think either Al or Joe, if you guys want to go knock on their door, talk to Jamie, he's the one on the end.
Sure.
He'll show us where we can put that stake.
Oh, there's Joe right there.
There's Joe right there. He'll show us where we can put that stake, and then we'll just move forward and get locations and start moving, get that mailbox set up. But I'll need approval. I would say let's get a budget together for $500 for the post office or the mailbox.
I agree.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve $500 to take care of the mailbox?
First motion.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So we'll move forward with the mailbox. Joe, we might need to relocate that stake a little bit
We should do that before
tomorrow.
the end of tonight.
All right, so we might have to knock
They
on,
want it.
well, once you set the stake, the lady in the White House, Conley's, I believe, they think that's on their property.
Yep.
They don't want it on their property.
Oh, I thought, okay,
So we gotta talk to Jamie, he'll come out and show us exactly where we can put it.
okay.
So if we can knock on his door on the way home and say, hey, Jamie, where is it okay for us to put that? And we'll just move the stake over, because I understand you called for locates already?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay,
now, Matt,
I misunderstood that.
Yeah. well, I wasn't 100% sure where that was gonna go either, so I just got a text from Sue about it, so.
Okay.
If we can make that action happen tonight when we get out of here, I think we'll be in good shape. All right, so we'll move forward with the mailbox, get that address up. That's gonna help us with a lot of things. That's a big move in the right direction for sure. Lawn mowing. I think you have a new contract for lawn mowing for the ponds, Tina?
Yes, sorry. So there is the new contract from Rasmussen.
All right, so this is for Rasmussen, and this takes care of up at our treatment plant, the ponds and that whole area going down to the road. He's been doing it for years. And we have budgeted for this, and I think we even accounted for an increase on our budget. I don't know why we want to change from somebody else. I think we would stick with Rasmussen. The only thing is that we do need a certificate of insurance from them.
Yep.
I will go ahead and sign this if I get an approval. So I'm looking for a motion to approve Rasmussen to take care of our lawn service up at the treatment area.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'll sign this, and then Tina, you'll follow up with their certificate of insurance, right?
Yep.
All right. And
Who
then Matt-
seconded that, Matt? Okay, thank you.
I did.
Matt, do you want to talk about what the process is, or where we're at with just our common properties that we talked about?
Yeah, so I drew up a statement, declaration of our intention. I think we modified it last meeting, so everything should be all set.
There's a copy of it here if you guys want to
And-
look at it.
Yeah, and I've already put it on the website, but I'd like to put a signed copy on the website for people, so. Basically says that we do not intend to encroach on any property other than the very center circle park area. We don't intend to mow any other area than that area, that center park area. And we will maintain insurance responsibility for all maintenance personnel and incidents in park areas maintained by contracted personnel.
No, we have not solicited anybody to take on that part of the property other than you asked for a price from Rasmussen.
Correct.
Okay. I'd like to approach one of our residents that used to have a lawn service, see if he would like to do it. I think we got a little bit of time here yet. We briefly talked about it before the meeting. I kind of like that approach, but I'll talk to him, or me or Al will go visit him and see if he's interested in that. And if not, I think we've got another plan possibly to, if they do fall, I think then we'll look for some bids to mow those properties yet.
Well, I was gonna say, we should probably have something kind of figured out by next meeting.
Yep.
Is that grass gonna start growing?
We were concerned about plowing this winter.
Yeah.
I know, right, I know,
I think we're
yeah.
having to worry about mowing all of a sudden.
Alright.
Should we be anticipating snow in April, I guess?
Yeah.
Do you want this signed copy to put on the website?
Sure. I'll bring it
Because I don't
up.
think, Tina, do we need it?
Or do you guys want it, or?
Once it's scanned and it's in the system, we're good, right?
It's
Yeah.
there then,
Yep.
yeah, so, no big deal.
Al, do you want to put your name on there too, since you are a board member? You might as well get him on here. He needs some official business. Don't want to leave Al out. All right, new business, we jumped right into that. We renewed Rasmussen's contract to take care of the ponds for this year. Next thing on the agenda for new business is you've got from Land Swan review letter.
Yep. I'll pass that down. This was a letter I received offering to purchase the land, our 2 acres that we have down there. Just an independent company that, and then, what else do I have here? Oh, that'll be next, okay. just offering to buy our land down there. So I wanted to, because it came to our mailbox, I wanted to make sure I presented it to the group so that everybody was aware of it.
All right, I'll just briefly read it here real quick. Dear Shorewood Park Sanitary District, have you considered selling your vacant lot in Chisago County? Basically it gives a name. I found your information through public records made available online by your county assessor. I'm interested in purchasing the property as well as any other parcels you may own. I'm a cash buyer. Some of the benefits of working with us, they cover all costs, quick close, cash buyer, no broker. We can start by having no obligation discussions. If you're not ready to sell today, then please keep this letter for future. You never know when you will need to sell a property. So I think it's something we can hang on to. They're offering $60,500. And that's probably really close to what the tax base is on that right now.
I'd like to, first, the motion to deny that offer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll just hang on to it. We're not interested in selling any property at this particular point in time.
Okay?
We'll hang on to it for the value that it is right now.
Okay, the next thing I have is I had received a renewal application from, it's for our League of Minnesota Cities insurance coverage. It's through North Suburban Agencies. So I'm just gonna pass this down so that you can see what I had submitted. It was just basically an application that I had to go through, talking about projected expenditures for the next year. So I used the budget that we'd approved for the year. Those are the numbers that I used for it.
Okay.
And then they'd asked if there was any, like asking if we have any projects coming up, which I did talk about. We have the expansion, but that'll be, funded otherwise. So if you guys want to look at it, just talks about what will be insured. That got sent to the League of Minnesota Cities. They're reviewing that, and then we'll have to pay our premium then based off of that. This happens every year. Apparently, when I got it last year, I didn't know I was supposed to complete it because I had never done it before. So,
And then we didn't. And then we were fighting to get our insurance covered.
yes, exactly. But now we're ahead of the game this time because I knew what I was supposed to do. So,
Can you do me a favor?
yeah,
Can you shoot this off to Chris
yeah,
and then ask, just make sure, because this is one of the things that he was going to help us with.
okay.
I asked him to put kind of a punch list of things that he wanted to target, but we've been so tied up in the expansion stuff right now. And he was going to put that together. I was hoping to have it together for the meeting. But one of the things that he did talk about is helping us with our insurance and financial and so on and so forth. So I just want to make sure that we're going about it the right way and get that advice that we can get on him. So let's send this off to him.
Okay.
And then, what is the advantage of the League of Minnesota Cities? Quite frankly, I really don't know what it is, other than we're getting cut rate insurance from a broker that we buy insurance from. Do we need to pay that $1,500 to get that, or can we work with another broker? I think he would be able to give us that information. And what really does the League of Minnesota give us? They don't give us any legal advice.
Yeah.
So I'm really not 100% sure, and I don't think we've ever been really to figure out what they do provide for us as a sanitary district.
I know we spoke about it at the budget meeting, and I'm not sure what was supposed to happen from there, but I know we talked about finding out what we get out of it.
Right. I think we take advantage of Chris and have him give us the advice.
Yeah.
So, and just so everybody's aware, the only change I made was our budget. Everything else, like as far as coverage of items, all of that, they send an adjuster out that came out and looks at everything.
Well, and I met with that person
Yep, that was,
already.
yep, so that happened. So the only thing that I made a change to was just saying that our expenditures, that was the only change I made. So, because I'm not aware of anything else that needs to change, so.
All right, so I think, why don't you check with Chris, and if he thinks we should go ahead with moving forward with it, I think, because it's our insurance.
Yeah.
Then you can follow up with an email. I don't know if we have to wait till next month, or if we have to take care of that business, and then we can probably take care of that by, okay, let's move forward with the insurance, because we do need our insurance.
Yeah.
Is everybody all right with that plan?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Oath of office.
I passed all of those out to each board member.
All right, I'm gonna let Matt explain again what the oath of office is and what it's about, and I think it is on the website, but I think it's a great idea, so I'll let him explain it again.
So basically, this is for each board member to read and agree to. It speaks, I mean, I can read it word for word. It basically speaks to conflicts of interest and what is expected of each person and the decorum that they're expected to function under. And it lists examples of conflicts of interest and how to deal with conflicts of interest. In short, if any board member identifies a conflict of interest of their own or of another's, they're to bring it to the board and we're to discuss it and find a solution for it. And that's basically it. It is on the website, so if anybody wants to read it, it's there.
I am gonna go ahead and sign mine right now.
Yep.
I think it's a good idea.
I got mine here too. This was something that the bylaws committee had come up with.
How do we wanna keep this record? Do we wanna keep it electronically?
That's fine, if I can take them
Yeah.
and scan them and put them online. Do you want to,
I've read it, so.
do you want to keep it?
No.
No.
Okay.
All right, the next business is LJJ contract renewal. I haven't contacted Terry on that yet, but we should probably, no, they put the contract together.
Yep,
So, if he just wants to send over, do you want me to reach out to him or do you want to reach
I
out to him?
can reach out to Deb
Yeah.
and just send her an email and say we're looking for a new contract. We need a new certificate of limited liability.
Okay.
Do we want to ask for terms of 1 year, 3 year, 5 year? What do we want to propose?
Well, let's ask him for a 5-year and lock in if we can. Let's
Okay.
see what he kicks back.
Okay. All right.
Because they've done a great job. Not only did they help us transition, it's been great working with them.
Well, and I think we've also saved money because we're
Oh,
not
yeah.
paying quality flow bills like we were before.
Yep.
I mean, that's been,
Terry's been a godsend. He's
Yeah.
done it so much and he's taken ownership of it. And I mean, he has all the equipment, he has all the tools, he's doing all the PMs. We don't have to, go out and ask for all that stuff separately. We don't have to manage all that. It's all done in one spot. He carries all the insurance. He keeps his own licensing up. He's a great advocate for Shorewood Park. He's helped me in many, many, many ways.
well, and just the transparency too of having him, he regularly attends meetings. He, communicates to us what's going on.
We all kind of know how the sewer system works now. We never did before.
Yep.
Who took care of it, and how it was taken care of.
And I think we're having more preventative maintenance done on it than we ever were in the past.
So I guess what I'll do is I'll ask for a motion to continue to use LJJ as our wastewater operator. Can I get a motion for that?
My first motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Is there any other business that we need to speak about tonight?
I'd like to let everybody know I'll be going around the roads in the park there, checking out bad areas and stuff. So if anybody in the neighborhood sees a spot that maybe I won't see, just bring it up to my attention. And I'll mark it down and see what we can do.
I'm glad you brought that up. So basically what you're gonna say is you're gonna try to get a couple guys together and start doing a survey of the roads and see what needs to take care of.
Right.
Okay, I think that's the best place to start is with the survey. And then we can reach out to contractors. I mean, we've had Premier do it over the last few years. He's done a good job. But if you wanna go out and get bids, that's up to you too. So
Okay.
I know Lisa may have maybe a new option too. I don't know what their operation is.
Yeah, this is no one that works, that's where she lives.
Okay.
But, yeah, anybody, I'll get at least 3 bids.
Well, we kind of stepped away from that. I think we just reach out to Premier.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know why I've been very happy with Premier. They do a good job for us, right? And every time we've done it, we can go through the process if you want to do that, but I know I personally went through the process 2 years in a row, and Premier's was right there on all of them, and he's done a good job, so I would highly suggest Premier.
They've also worked with us with payments too,
Yeah.
so.
Paul was very adamant about getting bids last year, and he went out and he got bids.
Yep.
And the other two were almost double.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
Okay, well, that's that.
Yeah, but, to make things easy, it would be, it's nice to go around and survey, and I can give you Cole's number, and then you might want to just jump in and say, Cole, why don't we go survey, and then he'll just go through and he'll give you a bid, so it's very, very quick. I think there's some areas that need some more attention. I think we kind of identified some areas. You can pull information out from what they did last year. But
We ought to be able to get ahead this year, don't you think? Because we had hardly any snow and hardly any freeze thaw.
Right.
I haven't really noticed even a difference in the roads.
well, I would say we're probably going to invest. There are some areas in the lower circle that are really, really bad.
Oh, okay.
That, because that ground's so soft down there.
Yeah.
There's some areas there that need some attention. And then there's that area up from your house. We almost got that whole road replaced except for the last patches in front of yours.
Oh, okay.
Right where that curve is, I think that's an area that we might want to look at. I think it might not be a bad idea to expand that a little bit towards the park, because everybody cuts that corner anyways.
Definitely. Thank you, please.
So that might be, and you'll know right away when you're driving around. So, yeah, we can go for a drive and I toss some ideas out there.
Yeah, there's.
Tim likes to go around and do that also, so.
Yeah, there's a resident I talked to yesterday, said that nothing ever gets fixed right around my area there. So I said, well, I'll make sure we get down there and check it all out and see what we can do.
Okay, and then if, another good way, if you have an area that you think needs attention, the best way is to get on the website and drop a submission, okay? Because that submission would come to us and then I could pass it on, and that's the best way, other than people calling you and doing everything that way. At least then we can keep a paper trail. So I encourage, if you have some road issues that you want us to take care of or take a look at, get on the website, put a submission in, and then we'll address it that way.
Okay,
That's another way to get the information to us.
sure.
But I was going to talk about the roads, and we're ahead of the game for sure.
Yep.
Good plan, huh? So we'll start on the road stuff. Is there anything else? All right, I guess with that, I will look for a motion to close the meeting.
Motion to close the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.